Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers. I am the Scruffy Trader. And what this is a little series of bite-sized chunks answering your simple trading questions. And the idea is that you've got a reference point that you can replay it, and you have an understanding of various terms like what is Forex, what is an RSI, etc. that you can use when you see other videos going more depth into the subject matter. And I try and give a shout out to each person that asks the question. This one comes from our friend down in London, Young Roy, and he asks, what is the RSI? Reasonable question. It's probably one of the most used indicators around. I certainly use it every day, and it can be used in various different ways. Now, I'll not go into all the mathematics of how the RSI came to be, because you can do that quite easily with a Google search, but basically it came into being around the 70s by the famous Wells Wilder. This chap has come up with some fantastic indicators, and it's still a staple of every professional trader today. So it stood the test of time. And it can be used in various different ways. So what I'll do is I'll grab my coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee, and I'll pop on the screen and I'll give you an overview of what an RSI can be used for, but more importantly, how you can make some money from it. And if that sounds good and you like this sort of thing and you want to see trading in the real world, no fake stuff, please consider subscribing. Hit the little like button and the bell icon so you can see the next video. And if you have a question for yourself, please ask it in the comments below, or drop me a line on my blog, scruffytrader.com, and I'll do my best to answer it for you. So come on, let's jump on the screen, see what we can find.
Okay guys, so we're on the chart. It doesn't matter what chart it's on, the RSI is based for every time frame, every chart. Is it reliable? Not really. Is it useful? Very much so. And I'll show you for why it is useful, but why it's not necessarily reliable. So we'll drop the RSI on. Now let's make it a bit bigger so you can see it. So we're looking at this. This is just cable, 15-minute chart. Doesn't really matter what we're looking at, as I said. The idea behind the RSI is quite a simple one. It's part of the oscillator family, which is from 0 to 100, and it'll oscillate between those two bodies. And the standard settings that you have for this indicator is a period of 14, so it'll look 14 candles back. It has an upper limit or an overbought limit of 70 and a lower limit or oversold of 30. And it's classed as a leading indicator because it's trying to show you where the future movement is. But it's also how it falls down, because it doesn't necessarily do what it says it's going to. So in this example, as this has gone red, it's classed as oversold. So the theory behind it is there'll be a change in direction to the upside, so you'd be looking to go long at this point. So let's have a look at it. So it's red here, but you have to sit through all of that heat just to get your trade. Not very good. But then it didn't go up to the upside. It actually continued to go further down. So that's why it's not necessarily reliable. But it is pretty good if you know the direction. If you were only trading long for that day, then this starts becoming a trigger because you would wait for it to get oversold. Then you would enter, ideally catching a better price, for it to go in your original direction. But that's the key point. You need the direction before the indicator. And where a lot of people fail is they're using the indicator to give you the direction. And then they get it wrong, as the heat that I've just shown you. Now you can change the parameters of this very much so. I'll just move it down to see if we can give you another example. There you go. It's overbought. So in theory, this should be going down. So there you are. And it did. But you want to wait a bit. And that shows here. And then it sold off. Okay. Take it back across. But here we go. And again, this is why I say it's not necessarily reliable. Overbought 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So there's your original candle here. So 328. And you have to sit through 50 odd pips, near enough, of heat, just for it to start moving down. But it actually took quite a long time for it to move down. And when it did, it didn't go down that far. So I'm not a lover of the standard settings. However, you can change it and make it a little bit more reliable with just a simple little tweak. Okay, so we'll just make that so we can see the candles. I'll put the RSI back on. Okay, so there you go. There's your standard settings. All right. So if we change this by actually slowing it down and put a 50-50 mark on it, like so, that center line gives a good signal. Now, I don't actually use it as a trigger. I just use it as a barometer, and basically if it's green, it's going up, and if it's red, it's going down. But I do keep an eye on this for areas of interest. So just for example, there, crosses the center line. Yes, you're missing out on this. But remember, we're not after the bottom third, we're not after the top third, you're after the bit in the middle. Okay, so there it is there. And that is a half decent move. Okay, this is a 15-minute chart as well, remember guys. So there's your entry point. It's 38. Okay. There's another section here. These are fresh charts, you know, they're not cherry picked. So what's happening now. Okay. So there's another one, crosses there. See what that one gives you. Now if you hold that, it's going to get down to here before that comes back to where you were. That's 56. Okay. And then you've got another one here. 13. It's crossed over actually on this. So if we move that down onto that side, all the way down, 63. Crossed back. 19, and so forth and so forth. So just by slowing it down and using a center pivot point, it's more accurate than its original settings. You can do it the other way. You can speed it up and use a 5 and push it to the extreme and use your extreme as your points of interest. Not a lover of it, but it is another trading idea for you. But basically that's what an RSI is. It's just momentum. It's just showing you the market's pushing. and take it with a pinch of salt. You know, use it more as an eye shot rather than a trigger, or use it as confirmation to an idea you already have, and it works very well. That's all I use it for. I use it in conjunction with the Bollinger Band. Works very well. Okay, but you can use it with a moving average, all sorts of different things you can use it against. Okay, so that's it. Nice, quick, easy one. So remember, guys, do what you love, money will follow. I'll see you on the next one.